In this video, I want to talk about 7 ways to get the emotional abuser to miss you. I originally recorded this earlier in the year, but I wanted to get this updated. When I recorded it, I was seeing a pattern in videos that people were looking for, and I can still see that. When you're stuck in the trauma bond, you miss them, you believe that this is all your fault, and you're trying to understand what you did wrong and how you can change that. So in this video, I wanted you to understand why you want them to miss you, understand the trauma bonding, why you don't get closure, and understand after the breakup why it hurts so much. And if you're ready to reverse the 7 ways and use them to empower yourself and save your sanity. Hello, my name's Elizabeth Goddard from Revive Your Soul, and on this channel I talk about healing from emotional abuse, healing the trauma bonds that are keeping you trapped in a relationship that may not exist anymore, helping you divorce from them emotionally and as well as divorce from them physically. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back and thank you. And also I would like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. It's just been amazing over the last few weeks. Thank you so much. So the 7 ways to make them miss you. The emotions you're experiencing are due to the trauma bonds that were created, and during the cycle of abuse they very carefully moved you from idealisation to devaluation to discard, and round and round and round you went. And they carefully tested the water to check how committed you were to them and to the relationship. If you questioned them, their motives or their actions, you might have heard things like, "You're too sensitive," or "I was only joking," minimising their behaviour, but setting in place a pattern. If you're watching this, you are probably looking at ways of getting them back into your life. And anyone who is further along their healing journey will be saying, why would you want to do that? But it's a bit like when you learn to drive and you finally pass your driving test and you declare that you are never going to be the person who gets irritated by learner drivers, that you're going to be patient and courteous to them. And then one day you're late or you need to get somewhere and a learner driver is holding up the traffic, and there you are getting frustrated, doing all the things you promised you wouldn't. On average, people return to these relationships 7 to 8 times. And I remember that pain. You think you're strong enough emotionally, and then bang, you're back down where you started. The abuser's biggest fear is abandonment. So they create strategies and scenarios, and they ensure they are in control and won't ever be abandoned. They perfect the cycle for their needs to be met and to ensure you are trapped, unable to move. They will hoover you back as part of their game. They will get you addicted to the hormones. They create an environment that feels safe to you. They will take away your power. They will break down your boundaries. They will tell you you're crazy or you're paranoid when you start to question things. They'll tell you you're too sensitive. This is all your fault. They will make you question yourself. And they'll even tell you everybody thinks you're crazy or insecure, or insert the appropriate word you heard here. And the really, really covert ones will tell you the things like, "I didn't mean it like that. I'm concerned about you." And you wanting to know how to get them back is the trauma bond talking. They get you hooked up to them, which becomes your drug of choice. For the abuser, it's power and control. So we can use a bit of reverse psychology by taking control of your emotions. This might be the final discard, or it just might be one of the cyclical ones. They're going to expect you to react. And you have reacted when they've done this before, or even worse than before, because each time they do it, the bond is getting stronger and the craving hurts a bit more. They'll be waiting for you to reach out. And this is about power and control, as they are always looking to validate how powerful they are. You are meant to react. So what would happen if you didn't? Would they come back? Or if you are in contact with them for various reasons, how would they react if you go grey rock? The craving for attention is going to be huge. Can you breathe through it? or use some grounding techniques to help you. Remember, they are waiting for a reaction. What will happen if that doesn't come? You can try going no contact. It's the only technique that will really help you heal. But if you're wanting them to miss you, you will need to create some form of mystique. So instead of you wondering what they're doing, they will be asking the same. Cut off everything. They're very sneaky. They can find ways of getting through. You might have forgotten something that you shared and they're able to contact you through that account. I know someone who was contacted through a game that they'd shared years before. No contact is deleting them from your life. Remember, this is a game to them. You are an object. What they're really looking for is validation. They need you to supply them with attention, and you're fawning over them, declaring your love for them, and not knowing how you're going to live without them is really what they need. So reverse psychology should mean you don't do anything. Seeing you in pain is telling them how powerful they are. And if you don't react in the way that they're expecting, something hasn't worked. So in theory, they should come back. Now, if they've already moved on, the game for them is just seeing how powerful they are, filling time. So the third thing you can do as part of creating this mystique is don't respond straight away. If you can't do the no contact, they're expecting you to be sitting by your phone waiting for them to call. And if their calculations are correct and they have just the right amount of bonding, their discard is going to create a reaction. But what if you don't react in any way? Put your phone in another room, sit in your hands, go out, distract yourself for as long as you can, use grounding techniques, give yourself time. You're going to get a rush of these hormones, and they know this. They're very insecure people, and they've created relationships to protect themselves and to feed their egos. They know exactly what they are doing and how to make this work for them. They tested you during the relationship. You were a project to them. They studied you, and they are expecting you to respond in some way. Number 4 is trust your intuition. You very possibly saw the red flags during the relationship, but the abuser very probably told you that your intuition was wrong. You misunderstood the situation, or what was happening, or what was being said. They use gaslighting to undermine you, to confuse you, to get you to question everything. So whilst you have this time away from them, start playing with your intuition. Keep checking in with your body. Start trusting it again. You knew something didn't feel right, and you turned it off, believing someone who doesn't know you as well as you know yourself. Start with little things like listening to what it would like. You might crave a food or a drink, or feel you need to go to a place. Try and act on these and see what happens. Listen to your intuition about the right and wrong time to respond to them or reach out. And try and distinguish between a craving of attention and a true need. And keep reminding yourself you are trying to create mystique. Number 5 is try and step away from social media. They're slippery little suckers, and even if you manage to block them, they will find a way of discovering what's going on. If you feel you need to let everyone know and you start typing a post out, get all that emotion out. But before you go to post it, change the settings in the edit audience and select only me. Remember, you are trying to create mystique. Number 6, avoid those flying monkeys. You are going to have mutual friends, and they're possibly interested in what is going on or how you are. But be aware of the enablers. They are the friends recruited by the abuser to check up on you. These friends might be checking in to inform the abuser what's going on. The abuser might say that they're worried about you, and it is through this concern that they're asking if you're okay. They might play the victim and say that you're bombarding them with messages or targeting them, so they're asking them to keep an eye on you. And would they help? You might be feeling completely lost and very lonely, and it could be easy to offload some of that emotion. Again, like the phone, step away. Keep everything neutral, grey rock if you can. And if you need to share, then find a group that can support you. Remember, you are trying to create a mystique. Number 7 is create morning and evening routines. It isn't uncommon for people coming out of this type of relationship to experience complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So finding ways of calming down your body from the trauma can really help you heal. You may also suffer with adrenal fatigue, and you might find sleep evades you at night and you have low energy during the day. Create routines that allow your mind and your body to feel safe. You might find journaling when you wake up helpful, and a routine in the evening that helps your mind to understand that it's okay to switch off and rest. Get involved in self-care. You've probably put all your attention on protecting the relationship and you've forgotten about caring for yourself. You possibly look in the mirror and don't even recognise the person staring back. That's if you have the courage to look. If you want this person back, wouldn't you want to show them what they're missing? Be gentle with yourself. Create space. A huge hole has been left. Utilise that time to journal, nurture yourself with good food, introduce some meditation if you don't already, increase your water intake and gentle exercise. Try walking in nature and make sure you ground yourself, staying in your body and out of your head, because in your body you can make better decisions, you don't overthink things, and you don't go into that repetitive cycle of believing everything they told you about yourself. The title of this video is to create steps to make them miss you. And like giving anything up that becomes a habit, you need to be ready to stop it. In reality, these techniques probably won't work if this is the final discard. Their attempts at hoovering will really be because they are bored and they're looking for a bit of supply. Or they want to play with your emotions as it's a bit of fun for them. They like to feel powerful, and seeing you in pain allows them to do that. If you try these techniques, I hope that they will actually help you realise that you can rebuild a life without the abuser in it. And I'm hoping that you will ask yourself over time why it is that you need them in your life. I also hope that you start to feel worthy of staying out of the relationship. As I said earlier, on average people go back 7 to 8 times. So please understand that there's no judgment. And if you find people judging, they aren't your tribe. The good news is you are watching videos and you will start to build up your knowledge. You'll start to see the patterns and notice the highs and the lows, the times they abandon you, and you will hopefully start to connect the dots. The 7 ways to make them miss you are also 7 ways to claim back your power and 7 ways to heal. By using these to get them back, you're also claiming back your power. But if you choose to go back to them, you go back with new and better techniques, which they won't like. Keep returning to the techniques when you need them, and when you're ready to leave, you will be in a better place to heal quickly and break those bonds. It's like knowing when to give up smoking or drinking or drugs. You know when you're done and there's no going back. Trust your intuition. It's really rare that you'll actually get proof from the abuser of who they are. Your feeling is your proof. Find a tribe who know how to support you through this. Set boundaries. Make sure you stick to them. Check in with yourself and ask how you feel, and if this is really what you want. I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like to find out more about working with me, you can visit my website, and I'll put the link to that in the description box below. I will also put in the links to both my books, Finding Lily and the A to Z of Emotional Abuse, and the 2 groups that I run on Facebook, where you can join us and become part of a tribe. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the videos, and sending you loads and loads of love.